race fans. This is Larry Supermouth Huffman, AMA Hall of Fame announcer, and this isn't Supercross, it's Wednesday! And you're watching Bay Fishing with Roman and Brian. Stand by while the boys teach secrets of bay bass fishing with Roman on his 6-second nitro-burning pedal drive kayak, and Brian in his Cool Baits high-speed dragster boat that he takes out every Sunday! Be there!
Well. What's up, guys? Can you guys hear me? Check 1, 2. There we go. What's up, guys? It's Wednesday, the day before 4th of July, and we're going to cover Spotty Bowl Round 2, San Diego chapter, San Diego division. But before we jump into all the juicy stats, let's bring in Mr. Brian Likes to Fish. Let's go. The 4-time champ himself, Brian Likes to Fish. What's up, Brian?
How are you?
Good.
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing good.
Man, I just saw Salty Danglers in chat. As soon as all this is over, Salty, me and you have got, it's like a friend I haven't seen, and it feels like forever, man. Because me and Salty, like last year, were pre-fishing for SBS, and we're buddies and hanging out, you know. Salty Dangler, man, you haven't fished forever. When this is over, we're going, Salty.
Hopefully you're going to catch tuna.
Up here. Yeah, I'm going to go catch a bluefin.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird fish. Oh, we got packed out.
Is that true, Captain Dan?
What's that?
Rest in peace, Larry Huffman?
No.
Oh, my gosh.
No.
I didn't know about that.
Oh, that sucks. If you don't know who Larry Huffman is, Larry Huffman, if you think back of like the guy that did all the Supercross and monster trucks, the Sundays, the guy that does our beginning intro.
Yeah.
Larry Huffman. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, that sucks. A lot of good memories of growing up and hearing him get me pumped up for Supercross coming to San Diego. Like I would see that on the screen, I'd hear his voice, and man, you only need the edge of your seat. That kind of stuff.
Rest in peace, Larry.
Yeah.
Wild.
All right, let's get on with this. Let's do some shout outs here, Roman.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I got like a little shocked. So I was a little shocked, guys. I'm sorry.
I know.
All right.
Yeah,
so we're going to start the show off by first of all thanking the first comment of the evening going out to Mr. Leonard. What up, Leonard?
Hey,
round of applause from the live studio audience. If you want tickets to the show, to be part of the live studio audience, to be part of that great applause, let me know. I'll see what I can do. It's really difficult to get tickets, so guys, they always like fly off the shelves, okay? So I can't make any promises, but reach out. We'll get you in here to the live studio audience for you guys to clap for the first comment of the day.
Come up to Ramona and sit in the boat with me doing the show. Let's do it.
There you go.
I invited the judge. She doesn't like to be on YouTube, I guess.
And we're going to give the first like of the evening to Mr. Aaron Endicott. What up, Aaron? Thanks for tuning in. Shout out to Dale Shaw. Shout out to Mr. Carl Black with one cool tuna. What up, Jeff? Good to see you in here. Jared Brackton in the house. Ralph Aguirre. Welcome. We got Brian. What up, Brian? Yeah, HD Bait. What's up, David? Good to see you in here.
Hey,
Captain Dan, 42320. Rest in peace, Larry. But he's at Red Bull Supercross, Red Bull Motocross live on NBC this Saturday.
Yeah, and Red Bull.
That's gonna be good.
Super Motocross. Red Bull is that's like the wild crowd, man. They like bring these chainsaws without chains on them, like rev them up real loud for the riders. It's like a wild weekend. If you guys haven't watched motocross this year, watch it this weekend.
This is the weekend.
This is a big race, yeah.
Shout out to Mr. Steven Gage. What up, Steven? Good to see you in here. Corey King in the house. Beast Mode in the house. What up? That's a cool name. We got Ken Fishing Full in the house. We got Ken. What up, Salty Dangler in the house. Oliver SD Fishing. The judge is in here. Man, it's a full house tonight. Let's go, Brett Wilson. All right, cool. There you go. Some shout outs for you guys. If you guys didn't get shouted out, it's your fault for not commenting enough. Let's do some announcements. Oh, no, it's Pop Top.
Yeah, I'm dying here.
On a scale of 1 to 10. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best Pop Top you've ever heard in your life, 1 being the worst. Rate this Pop Top. What's up, Larry?
Is this Topo Chico or Topo Chico?
Topo.
Topo Chico. And what does that translate to?
Small gopher.
Come on.
It does.
Seriously?
A topo is like a groundhog. Not even a
Uh-huh.
groundhog, like not a groundhog, gopher. A gopher.
Uh-huh.
And chico means like small.
Okay. All right. Well, cheers to a small gopher, I guess, eh? Here we go.
Scale of 1 to 10. 10 being the best pop top you ever heard in your life. Performance enhancing. Echo. All we can hear is your fan.
Really? Sorry. Got a fan going right
A little
next to me.
Beavis is the
This
judge.
is fizzy, dude. I could barely get through the pour, dude. It's super fizzy. All right.
Steve. All right, boys. Put your scores in the chat and then follow up your score with whatever you're having as a tasty beverage this afternoon.
That was one of my worst. 8, Ralph. I deserve that. Probably
No,
lower.
no,
11.
Carl
Carl
gave you an
Black,
11.
thank you for the mercy.
Blow out my headphones. See?
Sorry, Carl.
Blow out his headphone with the fan.
Sorry. I'm not kidding. It's probably 91 degrees in here.
All right, you guys?
You guys can't tell, but I'm wearing an ice pack around my neck right
my
now.
God,
That's what
nice.
this weird ascot looking thing
Get
is.
Bent Brewing in the house. Thanks for tuning in. Hope everything is well. All right, put your scores in the chat. Let us know what you're drinking, and then rate this pop top on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being the best pop top you ever heard in your life, 1 being the worst. Rate this pop top.
There we go. Now we can officially start. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Brian.
All right, guys. So the show tonight, we got some actually pretty cool casts sent in. So hang out for those. We're actually talking a little bit about fishing, but the main event tonight is Mission Bay Round 2 Spotty Bowl. So tonight, once I've made these announcements, we're gonna know what the championship rounds are for Spotty Bowl this year. So we're gonna know the top 2 people that advanced all the way to the championship round tonight. So hang out. We're gonna find out who advanced to the championship round. Pretty exciting. There may have been some upsets.
Uh-oh.
May not. I don't know. We'll see.
Ah.
Gonna be pretty exciting. All right, first announcement of the night is Spotty Bowl playoffs. You guys in LA, including me and Chad and Brett, who's all in chat right now, we're all going to be fishing up there at Newport, which Newport this weekend, there's going to be a lot of rookies out there. You know, it's the 4th of July weekend. It's hot.
Lots of new boaters.
I mean, Newport, we'll be out there before all the pleasure boaters get out there. They usually don't get out there till like 10, so we'll be out there. If you guys have made the playoffs round 2, this is your scheduled weekend to fish up there. So good luck to everybody in the playoffs up there in Newport. This is going to be fun. I like Newport. It's a fun place. Then on July 13th, you guys up in LA get no break. So the people that advance from round 2 and go right to the championship round, you are going to be fishing July 13th at Alamitos. So make your plans, guys. It's going to be you guys up in LA. You got 2 weekends of fishing if you advance. So July 13th, Alamitos. This weekend, round 2, Newport. Hopefully you guys have got with your competitor who you're competing against and already set up a day and, communicate together. You guys can fish Friday, or I guess Friday, the day after 4th of July, Sunday, whatever day you want. But you guys need to agree upon a day. If you can't agree upon a day, you have to go to July 13th. Or I'm sorry, July 6th. Then July 19th, we come back to San Diego. And let me tell you, July 13th is the championship round up there in LA. So that's when the champions will be determined up there. But July 19th, we come back down to San Diego the day before the day of the award ceremony, and we fish for the championship down here. So you'll find out tonight if you made it. And if you made it, get together with the person you're fishing against and come up with a day before July 20th or on July 20th to fish. All right. July 27th, still, we've got a club outing, the MFC Armada. You want to go over that, Roman?
Yes. So we're doing that on July 27th. It's a weekend after the Spotty Bowl results. And right now it's just we're gonna try to get some boats together to go over to fish on our way over to the islands from Dana Landing is the launch site. We'll meet up on the way and basically fish our way over to the islands, fish at the islands, and then fish our way back. It's just one day, and we're looking for people that have boats that want to do the trek with us as a group. If you want to go, let me know and how many people you can take, and then we'll open up the spots to other club members, and we can have make a day of it basically. Right now it's just one boat going, so yeah, if you want to come, we need to figure out more boats, the more boat situation. But we're going no matter what. So if not a lot of people step up, then I apologize for hyping it up and not having spots. But if we do have people step up, then we'll make a fun day out of it. Okay.
Yeah, we've done this a few times. It's a great time. Hopefully, get some more boats involved in that. Okay, here's something far in the future, guys, but it's like a legendary thing this club does, and it's called the Pickle Run. I'm not gonna go too much into it, but if you guys have ever done it, we're doing it again this year on October 5th. That's the first weekend of October. That's kind of our designated weekend when the water's nice and calm. It's usually a great day. The Santa Anas have came in. It's nice and warm. So put it on your calendar, October 5th, and we paddle from Mission Bay to San Diego Bay on kayaks.
Yep.
So plan for that October 5th. All right.
Real quick, sorry, Brian.
Announcements.
Sorry, Brian. Let's go back to that pickle run. So pickle run is we fish along the way, guys. We fish along the way, but I want to open it up to basically anybody that wants to just do the kayak trek, right? So you don't have to fish, but you can be part of the group and just say that you did it. Because we launched from Mission Bay, and we go all the way through Point Loma and land in Shelter Island. So it's a cool thing to say that you did it. You know, that you kayaked from Mission Bay all the way down to Shelter Island. Anyway,
this will be our 4th year doing it, and we always have a mothership, so it's a safe trip. You know, so we'll have tons of announcements coming up on that. All right, July 20th is the award ceremony for Spotty Bowl. Put it on your calendar. We've been talking about this for months, but it's now right next to Fastlane Kayak Center, right there over on Dana, right where the Dana Landing tackle shop, sandwich shop is right there. In between those two, that's where we're having it. Just Google Fastlane Kayaks, and you'll see the parking lot right out in front of that. We'll be right in between those two.
Yep.
And some things we have going on. We'll have a raffle going on. If you want to donate a raffle prize, just bring it with you. Put it on the table. Our sponsors will be donating some prizes too. But it's $1 for a ticket, and you get one ticket for $1 or 25 tickets for $20.
Yep.
And all that money will go to help keeping Spotty Bowl going for years to come.
Yep. And let's see, what else do we have that day? Oh man, I'm spacing. I just thought about it and I missed it.
Well, we have Fastlane Kayak Center actually has a kayak called the Fiesta. It's a 4-person kayak. You want to describe this thing, Roman?
Yeah, it's got four Hobie drives in it, and it's 4 seats. They sit like a car, right, 2x2, and this thing's just like a giant inflatable platform. It's called the Hobie Fiesta, and it's a party, because Fiesta means party, and and Ron over at Fastlane thought it would be cool to do a little relay race. We call it the Hobie Fiesta drag race. We have 5 teams max and 4 people per team. So far, I have the Yakuzas on here and the floating turds. Right?
That's the judge.
And I had another team, but I can't remember who reached out to me with their team. I know I had another team. Please reach out to me again, because I can't find our comments because I know I had another team set up, and that leaves 2 more spots open. If you want to get together with 4 people, if you want to get together with 3 other people and start up a team and be part of this little relay race, then hit me up as soon as possible so we can take up those 2 slots and have a full roster ready for the actual event. Here's what's gonna happen: you get to do the little the drag race, the relay race, whatever Ron and the employees at Fastlane set up. If just for the fact that you're participating in the relay race or in the drag race, you get entered into a drawing for some really cool swag that doesn't require any skill. Like, you're not gonna have to win the relay race to be in this drawing. Just that you participate puts you in that drawing for some cool stuff. Okay, it's be four cool items for your team, and it's up to you and your team to figure out who gets what of those 4 items. Okay. On top of that, the people that actually win the race or the drag race, or that have the shortest time completing the obstacle course, those people will get to go into the Fastlane shop and pick any T-shirt that's a Salty Crew collab shirt. So there you go. You're gonna win something.
you got HD Bates, David. You guys need to put together a team. We need somebody representing LA up there.
Yeah.
Chad.
Yeah,
hook
we need
up
an LA team, guys.
together team.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need some teams put together. I know it once. Let's put some teams together, guys.
You'll
So
be
we
here
want 5
anyway.
teams.
It'll take maybe like 10-15 minutes to go through the process of running your relay, and then you'll be set. Like you'll be something else you could win. You know, you could go home with some cool stuff. You know, besides
Man.
plaques, money, tasty food. Oh yeah, we're gonna have food. We figured out the food. Okay, we're gonna have Charlie's Seafood. Is gonna cater for us. We're paying for the food, and we're gonna be able to feed about 100 people. So we're gonna have so we're gonna have tickets for the raffle, and we're gonna have different colored tickets for the food. Okay, if you want food and you're participating in Spotty Bowl, you're a competitor. Hit any of us up. Hit the guy up that has the food tickets. Show him your phone where you're at on the whatever SD or LAOC Discord, and we're gonna give you a ticket. If you're there with one other person, maybe we'll give you 2 tickets. Right. The point is that you won't be able to just walk up to the food and get food. You need to get your ticket. Okay. And again, it's not costing you anything to get the ticket. We're including it, but we only have about enough for 100 people. So show up and get some food. And again, if not enough people show up, then we'll just start giving out more tickets to the people that are there, right? You can even have seconds, right? But the point is, we're trying to make this one of the best Spotty Bowl award ceremonies, because we're actually in the middle of, I'm telling you, just being in that space right next to the field dock is so cool. Like, we feel like we made it, guys. We made it, you know?
Yeah.
And we have great sponsors. We're going to give kinds of cash out, all the prizes and plaques and the belts. Dude, it's going to be a blast.
That's right.
We're starting around 1, and it's going to about 4. So it's a quick 3 hours. Okay, we'll start setting up around noon. You can show up and start parking, and if you want to volunteer to help us do any part of this process, you can help set up chairs. You can help us sell raffle tickets. You can help us give out the food tickets, whatever. If you have time and you want to help, we're accepting any kind of volunteers. Okay. Cool. So I get excited, dude. It's gonna be so good.
I'm looking forward to it. Corey King says, tell Ron to get the triple XL shirts ready, because the flipping shirt. Let's just say there's some big hitters. There's some pretty buff dudes that are going to be on the judges team.
Yeah,
so
get the boxy shirt, the boxy shirts
they're
ready.
gonna put that Fiesta the challenge.
I know, dude, that Fiesta's gonna buckle.
It's gonna be fun watching that. Get your phones ready to record this. This is gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. So earlier, if you're on Discord, the judge put out an announcement for if you have won a plaque like this. Let us know what name you want on your plaque.
Turn it because it's so bright. Turn it because it's too bright. There you go. Perfect. I'm gonna put your full screen. Yes.
If you've got first place or Angler of the Year or a couple other little side pots, you'll be getting one of these plaques at the event, and we need to know what name you want on it. So let us know. If you don't get back to me, I'm just going to put your full name on there. But if you got like a Instagram name or a nickname or some other weird spelling or something you want on there, you need to put that in Discord. Let us know what you want on those, because I'm going to be ordering those next week.
Perfect.
So you got only a few days to get back to me on that.
I see.
Dave Rage has a question. You see the question?
I'll get to Dave's Rage question in a second. Jared hit me up on Discord. Send me a DM with the names of the people on your team and what you want to call your team, and I'll book a slot, and then we'll have 1 slot left, guys. Dave Rage says, question: will we be able to drink beer? You can normally drink beer at Dana. I think you can normally drink beer inside of that little where the tables are on their side, right? But honestly, what I would prefer is if you're gonna have beer, buy it at the store there. You know, just
you're saying don't bring beer, but
yeah,
if you're buying at the store.
Yeah, we haven't discussed it actually, but we're not providing any kind of beer, or actually we need to figure out drinks. Sorry, my bad.
We'll be drinking cooler waters.
Probably cooler with water, maybe some sodas, but we're not gonna be providing alcohol. If you want to get alcohol, it would probably be a good gesture to get it from the field dock or from the market there.
There you go.
Yeah, sorry, Dave. Brown bag it.
He'll be all right. He'll be okay. I don't know. Maybe he can't go 10 minutes. I don't know. Anyway, you got any other announcements on there? Let me check. I think that is it. We got 2 more weeks before the announcement. I'm looking forward to that. I'd be interested in entering that Fiesta thing, but I got to MC this event, and if I fall in that water, it's not going to be good. I won't be wet the whole time, you know. All right, guys. if you guys normally watch a show when it's not Spotty Bowl, we talk a lot about bay fishing. It's Roman and Brian bay fishing, and with the Spotty Bowl going on, we don't get a lot of bay fishing. First of all, Roman, this weekend I fished against the judge.
Oh, nice.
Fished against the judge, and let me tell you, I lost my big. I'm like a carnival act. Like when I see a fish, as a judge, I can hold it up and I can guess it to within like a quarter of an inch. I know if that's a 14.25 or a 16 or a 13.25. I'm like a carnival act, dude. I can seriously guess it. I've majored so many things, and I lost like a 16-incher, which everybody says at the boat, like basically trying to bounce it and lost it. I got a question for you guys. Are you guys bouncers or are you guys netters? Roman, are you a bouncer or a netter?
I'm a bouncer, dude.
You're a bouncer for Spotties, mate. Do you even carry a net when you go out?
I have it just because you're supposed to have one, but I don't ever use it unless it's a halibut.
So I'm a bouncer too. I never because coming from like largemouth tournaments, I've seen so many like codes or a different angler reach in and you get that net and the net will bump it off or miss. And then it's just kind of like, it seems like you're doing a dance with a net. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when we're talking about like a 1.5 pound fish, I'm always like, I get to about 3 feet under the surface and I just lift that rod tip and it just torpedoes into my lap.
I don't bounce. I guess I don't bounce. I don't lift the rod tip because I'm afraid it'll break my rod. I usually just get it close enough to the boat and then I grab the line and lift it up and bring it in that way.
That's a good idea.
Because that way you don't have that loaded hook. If the thing pops off wrong right at the right moment, it could just slingshot that bait into your eyeball.
Mickey tailspin to the neck. But if you get good at bouncing, there's a technique. You can kind of see the fish has turned its head right. The Spotties don't really put up that too much of a fight. First kind of a fight, and they kind of just get them up. But if you're like 2 feet under, you can usually use its momentum to just kind of fling her out of the water. Let's say Dave Rage is a bouncer. Dale Shaw only nets the big ones. What do you consider a big one? Frank, the most famous man of fishing, says W. I don't know what that means. That means he's a netter. Oliver, bouncer. Judge, bouncer. So a lot of bouncers out there. I think in the Spotty world, bouncing's probably.
Judge said also, don't let Corey use your net.
Chad says, bounce most, but the big ones. Yeah.
Big ones,
you guys sitting down on the kayaks, if you get good at netting, you're like at water level. You know what I mean? So I think it's
easy for us to just grab the line.
One arm it and then just. Especially in a tournament, it sucks. Like I lost my big fish, and I'm sure that's happened to everybody a million times. But like you see the thing, and you're like, and it comes right off because especially like a halibut. If you try to bounce a halibut, they're a lot heavier, and usually that hook gives out. You got to have that momentum going. No cheap plastic nets. Yeah, I agree. I like the like if you buy that Walmart net, that's like it's like fishing line. It's like that standard aluminum handle, like green netting.
Oh yeah, that's gonna cut them up.
Be a pain if you use that in a tournament. The second that Spotty gets in those cheap ones, they just get wrapped up, and then your hook gets in there, and it's like a 5-minute process just to get the fish out of the net. So yeah, invest in a nice rubber-like type net with smaller holes. Okay, so on this show we also have a segment called Cut or Cast. So I'm gonna do a couple cut or cast before we get to these. Before we get to these playoff results. So, all right, first cut or cast. You ready? You got it queued up?
I'm ready.
Cut or cast. Cut or cast.
All right, hit it.
If you've never seen cut or cast, I'm going to try to sell you on something that is a tip that I do. And you guys are going to vote in a poll live right now if you think it is a cut or cast. So I'm going to try to sell this, do my best job to sell this. All right, guys. So you get a brand new bait, right? And you fished it for, let's say, a few months. And it ends up looking like this. It's lost all its paint. Does that bother you guys that it's not a freshie? Like here's oh, I'm gonna move my mic a little. Get close to this thing. Here's what a fresh one looks like, and here's the exact same bait after fishing it for a month or so. And you can see that all the paint's gone off. There's a little bit left on there, but does that bother you, Roman? Will you be like, I'm done with that? This bait's been fished so much. Look how the hook is loose. You've got your money's worth out of a bait when the hook's loose.
I think when the hook is loose like that,
bother you?
I think when the hook is loose like that, you get better action, dude.
I know.
I don't mind fishing it raw.
I'll fish this, I lose it. But yeah, it takes a while to get her loose like that. But does that bother you? Does that bother you guys in chat to have a bait that's like beat up? Or do you think, oh man, that thing's awesome. It's caught so many fish. Or do you go right to a freshie because you don't have any more confidence in it?
I have more confidence in the beat up one.
More beat up one. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a tip now on how to preserve the paint on a bait to where it will never come off. And if this bothers you, a way to preserve the paint on the bait. Okay, this is actually the cutter cast. So
Sorry, I
hold
thought
your
I was
boat.
already. I thought it was the wrong one. My bad.
That's all right. Okay, so there's a product out there called Gorilla Glue. If you ever been to Home Depot, there's a whole line of product of this stuff, and it's actually when this dries, it dries crystal clear, like just like glass, crystal clear. So what you do is you get this jug right here that has the big opening on the top. Open her up,
Oh, you dip it.
tape up your blade if you got one or whatever bait you have. Dip that thing in just to where you're just to the top of the bait. And then you're going to pull it out. It's going to have Gorilla Glue dripping off of it. And then you go hang that on a hook overnight. And then the next day you come out, that Gorilla Glue is put a nice thin coat. It's going to have this big drip on there you're going to trim off, but that thin coat never wears down. This stuff, I don't know what's made out of, but it will not wear down.
Just made out
And
of
your
Gorilla,
eyeballs
dude.
will stay good, and your paint will stay good for as long as until you lose that bait. So if this bothers you, there's a tip on how to preserve your paint on your bait. But just be careful if you do have a bearing or something, make sure you don't get any glue near that. Tape that up. So there you go. Cut or cast. Preserving paint.
Starting the
with
poll
crystal
right
clear
now. Here we go.
Cut or cast. Cut or cast.
While you guys are making your votes known, also smack up that like button, guys. There's 31 people watching and only 19 likes. What have I done wrong? Let me know. All right, we got 120 votes in so far. Nice. 120 votes so far. 130 votes so far.
Some people may say, that glue might let out a smell, but you know what? I used to do that all the time. I haven't done that in a while, but I used to do that all the time. And I've never had any negative swim or negative smells.
Do you have to redo the hole for the line?
It depends on what bait. If the bait obviously in the front, yeah, you could. And the Gorilla Glue, the next morning, you can actually go around and trim it. So if you got little humps or little imperfections, you could trim it around, what the eye or whatever. Yeah. Just make sure you don't get it in the bearing if you have and it works on any bait. And you could pour that stuff into the little. But a Gorilla Glue crystal clear is awesome.
Yeah, same question.
Yeah, Chad, you trim it up later if you do that. So it dries up, and you can actually use your flush cut pliers and just trim around her.
All right, here we go. We're about to end this poll.
All right, the result on that.
Looks like it's a cast. 84% out of the 190 votes said cast.
I recommend it if that bothers you. It doesn't bother me so much, but there's something special about when you got that brand new bait with a brand new paint. You get the matching swim bait on the back. It just looks all perfect. And you get that cast, you get bit. You're like, that's it. But if that bothers you, there you go. Okay, one more cut or cast. So a lot of us now are fishing this weird lure called the A-rig, right? Okay, so I usually get my money's worth out of these things. I cast them I don't know, until they fall apart, basically. Until an arms break off. I'll fish them with 4 arms. I fish them till they're dead. But one thing that bothers me on an A-rig is that eventually these crimps right here weaken, and if you're casting super hard, the blade will actually slide down to the bottom down here. And nothing bothers me more than when I see a lure or anything coming up out of the water where it's not swimming straight, or the blade's fluttering, it's not twisting like it's supposed to, because I always feel like I just lost a fish because that blade slid down here, and that fish sees something weird and they're like, nah, that's artificial. I'm not going for that. So what I do when I get a brand new A-rig to these specific crimps, that if you have one with a blade, is I'll take out the same product, but I use a super glue version of it, which is Gorilla Glue.
Enrique just subscribed. Let's go, Enrique. Round of applause for the live studio audience. Let's go. Woo. Thanks for subscribing.
I will take out Gorilla Glue super glue, right? And if you just open this up, it's got a really fine tip on it. And you just basically get a little bubble like that. You probably can't see it. You get a little bubble like that, and you just tip it right on that right there. And you do that on every one of them. And then that Gorilla Glue will harden right at that crimp, and that thing will never move. once I've Gorilla Glued them, that Gorilla Glue stays on there forever, and you know that crimp is never going to slide forward or back or any weird direction. So if that bothers you, like it bothers me, because I'm 65-pound braid, 8-foot rod, I'm swinging this thing, and eventually these things will give out if your A-rig lasts that long. So
That's cool.
what do you guys think?
Cut or
Gorilla Glue
cast.
on a
Cut
crimp.
or cast.
First of all, I got an important question for Brian before we continue this broadcast. Did you secretly get a Gorilla Glue sponsorship and didn't tell me about it?
I wish.
Let's go.
I'm always wandering around Home Depot looking at stuff and trying to come up with ideas. Even when I'm at Home Depot, I'm looking at stuff that can help me fish. I don't know why.
That's so good.
I'm sure you guys do the same. There's some fishing stuff at Home
That's
Depot.
good. I called it the A-rig blade stopper. That's good.
There you go.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, no, it works, guys. And it puts a little, it's something to you dry overnight. And if there's a little extra on there, you trim it. But it puts a little extra like clear on it too. So maybe the eelgrass doesn't snag on it so much. And there's nothing worse too when you're middle of something and that thing keeps sliding every time and you end up taking the crimpers. And you try to make it tighter and tighter and tighter. And eventually the arm
break the arm. Yeah, exactly. You crimp the freaking arm. Yeah. I like that.
All right, so we got our results in.
There you
Another
go.
190 votes, and I'll go ahead and read the results on that one, Roman.
Out of 170 votes, 94% say cast. Nice, that's a win.
So
That's actually a good one.
The only one that has the crimp A-rig problem then, huh? Well,
Uh,
that's what worked for me this season.
Jeff said Loctite works too.
Yeah, I'm sure anything that will harden and actually bond to the metal that will not move will work. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be Gorilla Glue, but that's
super cool.
Not sponsored, but that's what I use. All right, are you ready for some results?
Let's go. What up, Alex? Good to see you in here. Spotty said, "Did I lose yet?" So Alex, Spotty at best. Now we're about to get into the results now. We just did some cut and casts, some announcements. It's good, guys. If you're just tuning in and you have a team for the Hobie Fiesta drag race at the Spotty Bowl Results Awards ceremony, and you already reached out to me about it, and you're not the Yakuza, and you're not the Floating Turds, and you're not, because I feel like I had another team already, but let me know. Get back to me if you have a team with me already, because I need to get all the teams organized, and I need to get that ASAP. So there you go.
Alex, are you on the Yakuza team? Who is the I know Peter 86 is leading it. Who's on that Yakuza team?
I think Alex might be on it. But I got Peter's team.
All right, right on. Are we ready for some results here?
Before we jump into the results, we have a super chat for $10 that says more dad jokes, Brian, from Steven. Let's go. By request.
Hearing about Larry Huffman die, that's a super bummer, And, I think about my grandpa too, he passed away. And, when I go, Roman, I want to go peacefully like my grandpa, sleeping. Not like his passengers screaming and yelling. Have you been watching the Star Wars series? Not Ahsoka. It's decent. It's medium. I like they've got like an evil guy in there that I like. It's
Ahsoka?
No, not Ahsoka. Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
It's the newer one?
There's a new Star Wars one out. That's medium. It's not their best, but it's medium.
Okay.
But you watched Star Wars before, right?
Oh, it's like, go ahead. Yeah. The Steven's alert just came through. Sorry. Let's go, Steven. Woo!
Now, Obi-Wan, what did Obi-Wan Kenobi say to Luke when he was having problems eating with chopsticks at the Chinese restaurant?
Oh, my God.
Use the fork.
Come on.
I know they're not that good. I should stick with my wife jokes.
Yeah, we need some wife jokes.
Best, dude. My wife, she's always accusing me of stuff. It's super weird. My wife accused me of stealing her thesaurus, Roman. Not only was I shocked, I was appalled, aghast, and dismayed.
That was good. Let's get
on here. What's up, Ken? All right, guys. So this weekend we fished Mission Bay. The shore guys got to fish anywhere, any bay they like in San Diego, but everybody else fished Mission Bay. Love me some Mission Bay. We had some incredible matchups here. We are after tonight. We're going to be down to the championship round. So I'm going to make some first announcements here. Shore division. Here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
We had the number 2 seed Alex Norton, who's in chat right now, versus the number 3 seed Aaron Endicott. Moving on to the championship round for the Shore Championship with 56.25. We've got Aaron Endicott. Congratulations, Aaron. Somehow, Aaron, you caught Alex on an off day. Alex came with a 12. So, unfortunately, Alex, we've all had one of those days.
Oh, gosh.
Unfortunately, it was in Spotty Bowl playoffs. But moving on, congratulations, Aaron Endicott, 56.25. Great score there, Aaron.
Nice job.
This is a tough. Shore division, let's just
no,
say
he was
when it's
sick.
that's a bummer. Ugh, terrible time to get sick. Let's just say shore division when it's now that the sun comes up early, an hour before we start fishing and the water's clear. Sometimes she just ain't there. There's only so many spots you can go to shore. All right. Next up, we have the number 1 seed. Brian likes to fish. That's me versus Oliver. What's up, Oliver? See you in chat. Oliver, who's been awesome promoting, by the way, Spotty Bowl on Instagram. Check out his Instagram. I think it's Oliver Ste Fishing. What's up, Oliver?
Also on YouTube.
Also YouTube. All right. Moving on to the championship round shore division with 72.75. That would be me. Brian likes to fish. Thank you.
Nice job, Brian.
I always feel bad this time of year because I like moving on, but Oliver, man, you put in a great bid this year. You did awesome this year. He got a first place. He got a 73-inch bag from shore this year, so that was incredible. Good job this year, Oliver. So you'll get it next year.
So Oliver's gonna go fish. Oh, we'll do the racks later, so we know who's gonna fish for what, like second and third and all that stuff, right?
So third place has already been determined in your score that you fished in this round will determine third and fourth place. So coming in third place, 64 inches in Spotty Bowl is Oliver. Congratulations, Oliver. You got third place.
That's you're in the money.
There you go. And first, the champion and second place to be determined on the next round. So let's go, Aaron. Let's have some fun.
That's cool. So you're facing Aaron?
Right. Oh, Aaron's in chat. What's up, Aaron? Congratulations on moving forward.
Let's go. Oh, my God.
Good job, Oliver. Third place overall. All right. Weekend Warrior division. This division, these guys are stepping it up this year. Let's just say that right here. Weekend Warrior division, we had the number 2 seed, Chris Cabanella, fish the number 3 seed, Derek Capanella. So 2 versus 3. And moving on to the next round, the championship round in Weekend Warriors with 72.5 inches. We've got Derek Capanella. Congratulations, Derek. You are moving on.
Congratulations, Derek. That's cool.
And that's close. Okay. And Chris, remember this Weekend Warrior division had an awesome round too at 71 inches. Chris.
Wow.
Wow. So Derek just had that one big. I told you what wins this thing is that kicker fish. If you guys can land 1 or 2 kicker fish, like a 15.5 or 15.7 something, you need those 1 or 2 kicker fish to win these things. But 72.5 versus 71 inches, both had an awesome bag. Derek, you are moving on. Congratulations. All right. Weekend Warrior, we had our number 1 seed versus your number 4 seed. Jim Russo being your number 1 seed Angler of the Year, number 4 seed Lars Eriksson. And moving on to the next round, Weekend Warrior Championship round with 66 inches even. We got Lars Eriksson. Congratulations, Lars. You are moving on to the next round. Wow, Jim. Jim had a 65.25, so it was only a 3/4 inch difference. Oh, Jim. Dang. Yeah, you just need that. Like I said, the kicker fish. But Jim, great bag right there. Jim, you got Angler of the Year this year, so congratulations on that. But Lars, you are moving on. So it'll be Lars versus Derek for the Weekend Warrior Championship. One of those guys is going to take one of the Spotty boats home, the Spotty Bowl belts home.
Perfect.
Okay, next up, the Pro Division. We had the number 2 seed versus the number 3 seed. I'm seeing a lot of the 1, 2, 3, 4 seeds are all in this round, seems like. All right, number 2 and number 3 seed. The number 2 seed is Luke, and the number 3 seed is Kevin Canoy. Wow. 2 huge scores. Let me tell you that. It's this weekend. This is the Pro Division, but man, these are huge scores. All right, coming in and moving on to the next round with 77.5. Kevin Canoy, congratulations. And Luke, Luke pulled out a 73 too. Wow. That's some big vision, and putting out some big bags in Mission Bay. Let's just say, man, Mission Bay coming through. So, congratulations, Kevin. You'll be moving on. Okay, then we have the pro division. We got the Cinderella story boy here, Dale Shaw, number 8 seed. Remember
Let's
last year, Alex?
go. That's right. He's
Alex
got to get into the
Open, I think,
playoffs
the
and
8th
take it
seed,
one.
and he won the whole dang thing.
That's right.
So you
Just got
never
to get into
know.
the playoffs and take it one round at a time. Let's go, dude.
Dale Shaw, number 8 seed versus the number 1 seed, Charlie Project Man. Another 2 massive scores. Moving on to the championship round pro division with 75.25. We've got Team Hookup 8's Dale Shaw. Let's go, Dale.
Nice.
Congratulations, Dale. Charlie pulling out a 73.25
Jeez,
or
that's good too.
73.75. Man, you got to get a big bag in pro to win this thing.
Yeah.
So let's go, Dale. Saw Dale and his pre-fish out there. Congratulations, Dale. Dale's put on tons of time on the water, and he's on a roll. You better watch out, Kevin. He's on a roll. Dale's on a roll. Charlie, great round, 73.75. Jeez, most of the time that'll win it. But man, Dale had a phenomenal. I think that's Dale's. I know that's Dale's Spotty Bowl PB bag. So way to pull that out,
very
clutch,
cool.
Dale. 75.25. All right, on to the Masters division. We had the number 2 seed Chad versus Danny Martinez, known as Jet Ski Danny Martinez, but no longer He's fishing from a kayak now.
Okay, good.
We had the number 2 seed Chad versus Danny. And moving on to the championship round for Masters Division with 75.25 inches. We've got Chad from Hookup Baits. Let's go, Chad.
75. Nice, sir.
Yeah. Danny, you did an awesome job. 73.5. Like I said, normally
Wow.
these bags, big hitters came out. Let's just say 73.5 Danny. Chad pulling in a 75.25. Nice bag there, Chad. Chad will be moving on to the championship round. All right. This is a match I didn't want to see, but it had to happen, which is number 1 seed Brian Likes to Fish versus the number 4 seed Eric, the judge. Obviously, the judge is the crowd favorite, right?
Yeah.
So who's cheering for the judge right now?
Everybody.
So let's drag this out.
Yes.
Let's say we both broke the Spotty barrier, and the judge may have had the best, probably one of his best bags of the year, if not his best bag of the year. Let's just say that. So Judge coming, I'm going to give both scores. Judge coming in with a 71.25, which is a big bag.
Yeah.
But I have a nickname they call me, and I came in with a 73.75. Moving on to the final round is B. Oh,
Brian,
Judge.
the Dream Crusher. Brian likes to crush dreams.
I'm so sorry, Judge. I don't want to do
Brian's
that.
Brian's gonna change his Instagram handle to @Brian likes to kill dreams.
It's just nobody's after this. Nobody's gonna like me. No.
We all love you, Brian. You're awesome.
Judge did awesome. 71.25. Way to go, Judge. I was kind of nervous there for a long time as me and Judge were talking to each other in the water, and I know he was like pulling it in 2 at a time. He said, I'm like, oh dang. And
Frank said-
I honestly didn't get my fish till like late in the day
Oh
either.
my god.
So,
Frank said no more discounts for you on auto repair.
oh yeah. Anyway,
Brian's
so
a
there is your
bully.
championship round. Now I'm
Oh.
going to go to the I'm going to do a screen share here, Roman, where I'm going to show the brackets real
Oh,
quick,
that's so
and
good.
I'm also going to show you this weekend's LA bracket.
While Brian is getting that set up, guys, do me a favor, hit that like button. If you're watching from a phone or a tablet, you might be wondering to yourself, where is this like button? I don't see no like button. Well, it's because the chat is up. You need to exit the chat, hit like, and then go back into the chat. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. Ready, Brian?
I'm ready to go for it.
All right, here we go. Let's see.
Play out
Screen.
music.
Spotty Bowl playoffs, San Diego.
Let's go. All right. So just so you know, that guy on the bottom right corner, if you don't know who that is, that's TB Metal Art.
Let's
Tell it up your
go.
chat. Are you going to be at the awards? I'm assuming he's going to be there, but those are the belts that we're all playing for. We have our championship rounds determined down here in San Diego, so you guys are going to be fishing for those. I'd like to take one of those home. Those are pretty nice looking. That color this year. Todd went all out, man. I think those are probably his best looking belts yet.
Yeah.
So everybody thank Todd. Thank you, Todd, so much for making these belts. Those just don't magically appear. We don't have an I Dream of Genie. He actually makes those things by hand.
Yeah, I don't think we can have those belts made, like ordered from anywhere. These are like
No.
custom one of a kind. Each one of these things is one of a kind, right? It's crazy.
That's
good
all
way.
hand painted, it's stamped metal. I don't know how he does it, but they're awesome. All right. Anglers of the Year, we had already awarded those. You'll be getting your plaques up there at the award ceremony. There's your Angler of the Year for LA. All right, playoff round 2 results. Here we go. In the short division, here is your championship round. Is Brian Likes to Fish versus Aaron Endicott, 1 versus 3. So we'll get together with that. We'll figure out a day for that. Let's go, Aaron. Let's have some fun. Weekend Warrior division, we got Lars Erickson versus Derek. What's up, Derek? What's up, Lars? 3 and 4. Who was 1 and 2? Jim. Jim.
Oh, that's cool.
1 and 2 eliminated this year. Yeah, so we got I guess you would kind of call that an upset, but all the top 8 guys are all, should be in there. Slayers.
Yeah, once
you can see all their scores here, and I'll post this later if you guys want to look at this closely for any reason. Pro division, here we go. Number 8 seed. I think Alex Norton, were you number 8 seed last year? Coming in number 8th seed, Dale Shaw. And look at Dale's wrecking ball he's bad going here. 73, a 75. Kevin, you better bring your A game. Dale's on a roll here, man.
Oh, yeah.
Dale Shaw, Kevin be facing for the Spotty Bowl Championship. Congratulations, guys. Masters division, we got the number 1 versus the number 2. Number 2 should have been Adobo, but he had to go to graduation. Adobo's out, but we'll see Adobo next year, I'm sure. Brian Likes to Fish versus Chad at Hookup Baits. Me and Chad have done this dance a few times. Let's do this again, Chad.
It's a rematch.
Huh?
It's a rematch from 2 years ago, right?
Let's see here.
It's a rematch from like 2 or 3 years ago. I think it was Chad's first Spotty Bowl.
First Spotty Bowl. Yeah, that's right. We had this match 2 years ago.
Sweet taste of redemption.
Me and Chad always are. Me and Chad have been. Let me just tell you, me and Chad have been fishing against each other for over a decade. I think. How long has it been, Chad?
It's gonna be a tasty. It's gonna be a tasty victory for Chad if he gets you this year, right?
Yeah, I bet. Yeah,
but you can't let him have it easy. You gotta. It's gonna be awesome. I'm looking forward to this matchup. It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun with me and Chad. It's whoever's gonna land these big kicker fish. We'll see. You got 3 times.
Oh, it's the 3rd time you guys are 1-on-1.
Oh yeah, okay. All right.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So yeah, this is gonna be fun. So all right, LA playoffs. Here we go. Round 2, Newport, which is this weekend.
Alex said, "Chad, please win." Damn.
Thanks, Alex.
Ouch. Thanks, Alex. I'm right here.
Yeah, I know. All right, Phil Hernandez versus Kevin Keller. That's those guys can fish anytime between now. That's a championship round up there. Those guys can fish anytime now between the 19th. Let's see, Weekend Warrior. Here we go. This is the round 2 up there. So we got Larry E versus Lim Cruz this weekend, Newport. Sammy Prim versus 6 Sandoval. So we got 2 versus 6, and two of those guys will move in on the championship round. And in Masters division, we've got Brett Wilson versus me. I'm making the I told Rowan before the show, man, I'm not looking forward to me and Chad. Chad's probably not looking forward to that drive either. 4th of July weekend, up to Newport, back to San Diego. So that's going to be a 6-hour drive for us. So Brian Likes Fish versus Brett Wilson, and Cash versus Chad. Interesting matchups here. I don't think I've ever fished against Brett Wilson. I think this is my first time. So excited to try this. I don't give myself much of a chance. I'm not very good at Newport, but I'll give it a swing. See what happens. And that is it for this, Roman. I'm going to exit this screen share real quick.
Oh, Chad's going to go against Cash? Oh, man.
I know. Hookup bait versus hookup bait.
Oh, that's the one where Chad wins either way. That's good, Chad. I like it. All right.
Well, I'm going to hold on 1 second here, Roman. Let me get this ready here real quick.
No, now. Just kidding. What up, Roy?
What's up, Roy? All right, guys. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go to my screen share quick here. I'll just talk during this.
Oh, we're doing screen share?
Yeah, I'm going to screen share. Back to screen share.
Right,
boom.
Cool.
Go ahead and play the music for this, Roman.
Oh, what is this? Another? Oh, okay. I know this one. Here we go. Before we do the screen share, let's do the dance.
We've seen you out on the water. They say you fishing harder. I guess we'll find out this week on our PB Shout Out!
let's go. If you don't know who that is Cal up front, double fisting. If you want to be on PB Shoutouts, send me, Brian Likes to Fish, a picture with a story on Instagram, on Discord. I prefer Discord, so send me a picture with a story. It could be a picture of anything. If you did something to your kayak, your boat, a fish, some kind of something you did to your fishing rod, whatever, send it to me, and we'll get you on PB Shoutouts. All right, you ready, Roman?
Yes.
All right, first up, Jeff wanted me to send this out to you. Jeff at One Cool Tuna. Jeff's always participating in chat, so I will do this for you, Jeff. But Jeff says Jimmy's house, a place that's supportive for housing veterans, has a boat going out. And you want to know if I could promote this so they could get their last few thoughts spilled. But it's on September 16th, Monday, 6 a.m. I think it's he says it's $295 per person. And there's a lot of prizes and everything, but the money's going towards a good cause. So if you're interested in supporting Jimmy's house, supporting our veterans, get a hold of Jeff at One Cool Tuna, or take a screenshot of this, and there's how you book it right there. So any other questions, get a hold of Jeff, and he will let you know. All right, first up, here we go. Bam! We know who that guy is. He's fishing the championship round, but why he's not fishing spotties, he's fishing some other, second-rate fish. But, you can still fish these things. If you don't know who that is Cash right there. He says, I got my first bluefin over the weekend on the tribute. Let's go. His dad, Jared. On my way to the spot, they found a school and everyone dropped on it. I got bit on my very first drop of the trip.
Ruined.
The fight was on. Let's go. It took me around the boat, and it fought super hard. The next drop, I got bit again.
Oh my gosh.
But it broke me off. Dang it. That's all right. I guess swinging like it was a bass was not the way to go.
Let's go.
He says the next day we went for rockfish, and I got my limit on the 5/8 squid hookup bait. I was fishing with the rental rods on the boat because I didn't have any big gear.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what line or rod I was gonna use. I was also, my very first drop was my very first tuna. Man, how can you beat that? Your very first drop.
That's awesome.
Get a tuna. So congratulations, Cash. Tearing it up, man. All around good angler right here, man. Spotty fisherman, catching tuna, rockfish. Getting it on, Cash. Boom, there's his boat right there. Looks like they found him.
Yeah.
Man, I haven't got a tuna yet this year. You? No?
No, I haven't. No.
No.
I've gotten.
All right, here's a cool story right here.
Corey gave me some tuna though.
If you don't know who that is right there, that is Curtis, the Grim Reaper kayaking on Instagram. Curtis, thank you so much for sending this in. He says, oh man, he says, let me set the mood for you, Brian. Let me set the day for you. Boredom settled in Saturday, June 8th. Take a run to Dana Point Harbor. 8 a.m. was a launch. Bait well primed and ready for some sardines from the bait barge. I'm 55 years old, so kayaking is fairly new to me.
Oh, wow.
Me and my Old Town Big Water 132 PDL, which I named the Grim Reaper.
Oh.
Hence the name Grim Reaper Kayaking. Anyway, I was with a few guys from the Mad Anglers and asked them if I could tag along, which they let me. Shout out to Travis and Brian and his son, the fourth guy. I can't remember your name, but shout out to the Mad Anglers for letting me join on. Out the harbor, out to the jetty wall, halfway about 50 yards out and about 40 feet deep, I started marking big fish under the yak. Down goes a live sardine. Within 5 minutes, I hook up with something big. It's pulling a ton of drag, and I'm fishing with a 5500 Spin Master, 30-pound braid, 25-pound leader. I'm fighting it. It's peeling drag. It goes underneath Brian's yak and flies out of the water, and I'm screaming like a kid. I've heard that scream. Salty Dangler lets out that same scream. He's screaming like a kid. He says, "Thresher shark!" As it rockets right next to Brian. Wow, I didn't know they did that, jumping out of the water. Yeah, have you ever seen that happen?
Yeah.
I look with Makos too. They go nuts and they're just like throwing themselves. If you're in a kayak and that's going on, you gotta get out of there.
I think it was a Mako that did that for Salty. He almost like knocked into Dario a couple years ago.
Really?
Yeah, that's wild.
I fought it for another few minutes and then it broke me off. Dang. Oh. Wow, that was an awesome experience though. I still see big marks on the sonar. Another sardine down. It gets picked right away. The fight
fight it for a few minutes, and get broken off. Dang.
Oh shoot.
Must have been a pack of 5 or 6 down there. I re-rigged a heavier leader this time. Third drop was a charm. I hooked into another one, and the fight was on. My Lexa 465-pound braid, 30-pound fluorocarbon with a 7-foot rod. I hook up again, and the fight was peel and drag away from me, and it turns my yak.
Like over?
No,
Or
turns the
turn-
front
okay,
of
got
it, sounds
got
like.
Yeah, yeah,
Rockets out of the water. The shark was determined to throw the hook. Meanwhile, Brian maneuvers over to help me land this beast. I have the shark between us. I see him. Brian gets out the gaff and misses it. It takes off. The fight is back on again.
Nice. Way to go, Brian.
Uh,
That's good. I know, Brian. We're on
I wouldn't
the
even hear that thing.
we're on the Islander together.
I get between me and Brian, and he gaffs it, but he gaffs it by the tail. Oh no!
Oh.
My braid wraps around the pedal drive. Oh no! And the fish, I lift the drive out, trying to get it free. This seems like this always happens on kayaks with sharks. They're just such maniacs.
Yeah.
We finally landed the shark, and what a memory. Let's just say the thing was 63 inches, 25 pounds, and it was delicious. So let's show some other pictures here.
This is a thresher
There you
shark.
go. Up close one.
Nice.
You got to have a burlap sack to carry your shark in, right? Look at the tail sticking out the
That's
back
cool.
of that thing. That's pretty cool. And there he is prepping it, and he ate it, and he said it was delicious. He said it was delicious, and if you never had a chance to try thresher shark, give it a shot. Have you ever had thresher shark?
No, I don't think so.
I've had thresher shark, not caught one and did it, but I've had it at a restaurant, and it is good. It's like I don't know. I guess you'd say it's kind of like a chicken meat. It's not fishy or anything.
Okay.
It's really good. Try
That's
thresher
cool.
shark. All
Yeah,
right,
sharks
next up. Bam! If you don't know who that guy is, he's up at the motocross series up in Redbud right now, trying to control all those hooligans. What's up, Captain Dan?
Captain
Up
Dan.
there producing the motocross, supercross with Peacock. And Captain Dan says, the judge says, I forget what outing, but maybe Mary Maximus, where Dan auctioned off a pizza party. That was at Maximus, wasn't it? Maximus?
It wasn't Maximus.
I think that was
Yep.
Maximus. Yeah, he auctioned it off, and then the judge says, I actually won it. And finally, Dan had to come out to Ramona and make pizza for my church
That's
family,
cool.
and it was a success. Dan and George
cool.
cooked 24 pizzas. Dan and George cooked 24 pizzas for 20 people. Wow.
Wow, that's a lot of pizza. Everybody got a personal pizza at least.
Dan said this was the smallest crowd so far, but the most different types of pizzas he's ever had to do. Thanks to
Interesting.
Captain Dan and George for the great pizza and drinks. Overall, it was a fun time. Wow, that's pretty cool. Dan, thank you for going up there. And traveling to Ramona is, that's like,
That's fun.
it's like almost leaving the state. You know what I mean? It's like a journey to get out here.
Here's, I'm gonna take up the screen real quick. Check this out. Captain Dan's Pizza Company. It's pizza time. Let's go.
Best pizza around, too. Made with love. And there's Captain Dan and George slinging their pizzas. And there's the church. And look at this guy right here. Another thing sent in by the judge. He said,
That's like a illegal calico right there.
No, yeah, his hand is just, it's so big. I think that's a 19-inch fish. I'm not
Yeah,
kidding.
it's about right.
Saturday fun day with the family. Had a rare chance with my family getting together, all day event fishing and wiffle ball. Caught a legal size calico, but my hand just made it look so small. Yep, exactly what we thought. Wiffle ball was a blast. My team lost. There's always a competition. No matter where the judge goes, there's going to be a competition. My family does a $5 tournament. Of course they do. Not created by me, he says, but I highly doubt that unless it runs in the family. $1 per person for each of the kids get in free. You get the last fish, biggest fish, smallest fish, most fish. And my niece Christine from Bakersfield won the first fish and heaviest fish at the same time by catching a 7-pound shovel nose guitar fish. Let's go from the shore. That's a fight. Have you caught one of those?
I think I've foul hooked one before. A shovel nose.
When you fish like a squid or cut bait, that's when you run into those. We don't get those in artificials very often. But if you fish them, they're in there, man. And those things, for a bay fish, if you want to go out and try to catch like a big bay fish, put down a piece of squid or a piece of cut bait, and man, they're a fight, especially from shore. I caught 13 fish, sculpin for the last fish. and a 4.75 for the smallest fish. He made $24. 28 people showed up, even some ninja-looking guy in black. Who could that be? My best catch of the weekend, though, was a 14.5 spotty. Oh, there's the wiffle ball game. Where's the judge at? Probably big
that's
catcher.
cool.
There's Judge at the shore. Be careful on those rocks, Judge.
Oh yeah, so slippery. High tide.
And the judge caught this too. He says, show the next picture next, but he says he wanted to know in chat, if you handle an octopus, can it bite you? And I think the answer is yes. Don't they have a little beak
They have a beak in the middle, but just don't get your hand in the beak area.
Yeah, I mean, just don't let that thing wrap its arm around your neck or something. But yeah, I think they can bite you. I don't know. I've never heard of somebody being bit by one, but I'm assuming they can. He says, Friday I fished against Brian, Saturday family day, Sunday church day with Captain Dan. What a great weekend. Yeah, that was a great weekend. And that is it. And I'm going to show his last picture of this on the A-rig right there, doubling up during the tournament, Judge. 14.5, 13.75 at once. Judge is going for some chartreuse-looking tail spins there.
Yeah,
he's giving you out a tip. That's a hyperlastic dart spins right there.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of A-rig that is, but
like
hey, looks like it works.
That's a lot of flash. That's a lot of flash. It's like extra flash.
Next up, we got this guy right here. If you don't know who that is Josh Sanchez. What's up, Josh?
Nice.
He says, going into round 7, they talk about Spotty Bowl up north. There was a little competition between himself and Nara Prum to see who would get last place out of the cousins in Spotty Bowl. Okay. He says he spent the last 6 to 8 months using cool baits, 3/8 and half-ounce underspin, and it has been working pretty good for me. Sammy Prim and Chet Pratt always done it in my head to reel it in. Always said it in my head to reel it in slow so that I feel the bottom and I can feel it going through the grass. So I kept that in the back of my mind the entire time. This round, I stuck to playing around the mooring boats where I knew some big ones were hiding from previous weeks, and it paid off. On my last session, I learned was always check my line after a few catches. I lost a lure that day, but also meant it was getting bit a lot. Yeah, I think we talked about that. Check your leader, man.
Yep.
Check your leader. But anyway, here's the big moment. Finished this season with 206 inches, which is a huge difference from last season when I didn't even break 100. So round of applause.
Oh, wow.
And he also says on his final round, he broke the Spotty barrier for the first time. So congratulations to 7 rounds. But hey, you did it. If you're figuring out next year, take all that knowledge and win this dang thing. 70 inches last round and 206 inches for the season. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Nice job. Real quick, Dave Ray, thanks for tuning in, dude. Have a great 4th. And also welcome. What up, Zach Riggs in the house? What up, Zach? Good to see you.
What's up, Zachary?
All right.
All right. Next up, we got, guess what? Oh, and here's a picture of Josh with his his big fish from the tournament right there. What's up, Josh?
And that's good. Like it goes to show you, like one of the goals with Spotty Bowl was to have a tournament that was almost like beginner friendly. It used to be really beginner friendly. Now you're like you gotta fish your heart out. but just the fact that you're competing is making you better and better. Even if you don't win, like in this case, he's improving. He can tell he's improving, right?
100
so
inches
really
to
cool.
206 inches.
Yeah. Very cool.
And he says to celebrate, he went out and bought himself a brand new kayak for breaking the Spotty barrier and doubling his score. So let's go, Josh.
Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations. We got a new boat. We got a new boat.
And bought himself a new kayak. Yeah. So sweet. Good job there, Josh. All right, next up, we got a cut or cast. You ready?
Oh, shoot. Yes.
Cut or cast. So you guys are going to vote on this. These are sent
or
in
cast.
by listeners, viewers, whatever. And we're going to vote on. So I'm going to try to sell these real quick. All right, ready? Roman, have you ever had a tackle box that looks like this, where your hooks are like all like going from one tray to the next? You know, you accidentally turn it upside down on its side in the boat, and all the tackle will spill into one tray to the other. Open it up, it's a mess. You're trying to get all the stuff out of there at the junk. Well, there's a solution for this, guys. It's another thing you can find at Home Depot, which is magnetic tape. So it's got an adhesive side on one side, and the other side is magnetic. And what Buff Dude 69 says is he sends this in, and he says he'll take that magnetic tape, put a few strips on the bottom of his tackle, and that will hold all of his hooks in place so they don't go from tray to tray. So it works on anything magnetic like a hook, and that will prevent your hooks from, I guess, when you open it, falling out or going into another tray. So thank you,
Cut
Buff
or
69 for sending that in.
cast.
I think that's a
Cut
pretty
or
good cut or
cast.
cast.
That's a good idea actually, because it's
Yeah.
sticky on one. It's sticky tape on one side, then it just magnetizes your box basically, right?
That's right. And that will keep it from going from one end to the other or falling out of the box. I guess it won't work on everything, but for
Yeah, but
hooks or
it's-
like
yeah.
swivels, I guess,
Mhm.
anything like that, it'd be perfect for that.
It said, "Oh, I like that."
Yeah, so go down to Home Depot, get yourself some magnetic tape.
70
stick
votes
figures.
so far.
All right, let's go ahead and end that poll at 80 votes.
And ended the poll at 80 votes today.
Ooh.
And this is a cast
With
with
that's a good
87% of the
thing.
vote.
I've never heard of doing that before, so that's pretty cool, I think. And it looks like he's holding it up sideways too, and it's kind of
Yeah.
holding it all in there.
That's cool.
Pretty neat. All right, we got one more cut or cast here. And we all love these baits, right? We love crankbaits. We love the axe, tail spins, anything. But the only problem I have with these things is these little guys right here. I hate treble hooks because if anybody's ever gotten snagged, it's usually by a treble hook. So they're pretty dangerous to have on your boat. They can graze you, grab you, hit you in the face, whatever. Treble hooks to me are, you got to be super careful with those. But we love fishing these things. So we leave them, we put up with it. But there's an item they sell. I don't know if Home Depot carries it, but probably gonna have to go to Pool
Home
Supply
Depot does
or
carry
maybe
it.
Amazon. $1, $2 item right there, and that is a pool noodle right there. And there's lots of things you do with pool noodles and fishing. But here's a tip they sent in. Bam! He takes Buff Dude 69 sent this in too. He takes a pool noodle and wraps it around his treble hooks while he's not using it in his kayak so that he doesn't get snagged in the arm or doesn't get snagged by another line or just holds it in place. So you take that pool noodle, slice her in half, and just wrap it around your bait as it's on there. And that's probably a pretty good idea if you're shipping it in the back of your truck or, got it at the house and you don't want the cat to accidentally grab her and get hooked up. It's a good way to store it right there. So pool noodle wrapping around the treble hooks, cut or cast. What do you guys think? I think it's a pretty good
Cut
idea
or
because it's a super
cast.
cheap option,
Cut
right?
or
Pool noodles are what? You
cast.
like an
Yeah,
8-footer
super
for like
cheap, yeah.
$2 maybe?
Yeah.
And I've seen people, I don't know if Cash and Jared still do this.
A lot of the times when you're like have this stuff already rigged up on your rods, you do graze that stuff and accidentally hook yourself sometimes. Yeah.
Or like that treble hook will grab another rod,
Yeah.
and it's a mess trying to get them apart, it's something you could put on there quick.
Even
and
just getting
easy.
that stuff in and out of your car too.
Right.
or
I
the way
think
you're
I've seen. There's
transporting,
lots
yeah.
of things you do with pool noodles too. Roman uses a pool noodle in the back of your bump board to make it float. Tom or Cash and Jared up there up north use that. I've seen that on their rod, so if it falls overboard, it'll float. You can just grab it, So there's a couple things you can do with pool noodles.
Yeah, it
All right, is it
uses
full in?
caps, but it uses caps, and that's probably a good way to do it too. But it's probably cheaper to just get the pool noodle. Doesn't look as cool as caps, though. I'm talking about the little caps
Yeah.
that go on the treble hooks, each individual one, and they're easy to lose too.
You talking about corks?
No, it's like a little plastic receptor for the treble hook, and when you put it in there,
Oh yeah. Like when they come brand new, some of them have that on there.
yep. All right,
Yeah,
with
a pretty good idea.
120
So-
votes, we're ending the poll, and this is a cast.
All right. Okay.
We got undefeated today.
Thank you, anybody who sends in like this idea, maybe something super basic and, you may think everybody knows it, but hey, send it in. Let's spread the word here. Let's give all these tips out. So thank you for sending that in. All right, next up. Are you ready?
Oh my gosh.
It's time for Spotty Bowl.
You got a fish this weekend of over 15 inches. Guess what? We're going to show that thing off. All right, here we go. First up, Danny Martinez, 15.25. Got that cool Bigsby remote and nice kayak. Dang. Charlie with a 15-incher right there. Good picture. All part of Team Crocs. Let's go fishing Crocs. Wait, I know why Charlie didn't move on. Where's your lucky pants at, Charlie?
Oh no.
I've never seen him fish without those ripped jeans. What happened, Charlie? Man, you got off your routine, dude. Luke, Team Croc coming in. Everybody's doing it now, Roman. With the 15-incher right there, pulling out the UV glove to
Starting the
measure.
trend.
Like
Yep.
Yep. Chris coming in with the double 15s. Also Team Croc. Look at this. It is taking off. There's something to say for this, guys.
I like the cushion heel. That's nice.
It looked like an upgraded Croc, dude. It's like a running Croc. What is that? I didn't know they made such a thing. I look into this. I got Dr. Stoll's my Croc. Crocs with socks is the bomb. Yeah, you know, I'm in Crocs, but I don't like go to the grocery store in my Crocs. No, I only wear them when I'm out on my boat or kayak. They're so comfortable though, man.
I wear mine when we go boogie boarding. Just leave them on the beach.
Yeah, they're just so dang comfortable, man. If it was like, acceptable, I'd wear Crocs everywhere. Derek coming in with a 15.25, 15.75. Not much shown here. No hints right there. Nice pictures though. Chad coming in with 15, 15, 15.5, 15, 15.75. Well, yes, you think he caught the. Look at this one right here.
It's a nice
Not quite a
belly.
not quite a bonk, but a big one. Look at that.
It's like a halibut.
So when it goes bump board to bump board, that's a big one. How is that? That's the 15 too. Dang. It's funny. You look at this 15.75 and you look at this 15. Look at that's skinny. And this one's a big old bonk giant. Dang, that thing's big. I wonder how that thing fought. Probably pretty good. Dale Shaw, number 8, Cinderella Story coming here, number 8 seed, 15.75, 15, 15.25. Look at that skinny thing. Dang.
The bottom left one, his eyeballs popping out.
Yeah, it's so funny. Like all these fish are within like an inch of each other. But
Looks
look
like the one
at
at SeaWorld,
difference in
too. Soft, chunky.
them. Look at, this guy's eating healthy right here, man.
Yep.
Dang. Fat Albert out there, dude. That's a clump right there, dude. And then this skinny little guy. This guy's stealing all this guy's food. Something's going on. Next up, Brian likes a fish. 15.5, 15, 15.75. Nothing too special on my fish. This guy's a dark guy, though. He's probably been hiding in a hole a lot, would be my guess. Next up. Oh, sorry. Well, skip it. Oh, there we go. Kevin, man, look at this bag. 77.5 bag, I think he got. 15.75, 15.5, 15.25, 15, 16-inch. What a great round you had there. Great. He's got the thumb to prove it right there. That's a spotty thumb right there. Oh, look at the gut on this clump, dude. That is, it is sagging over the bump board. I mean, man, I wish Kevin, you would have got a weight on that thing. That's like let's see, it's the length too. It's probably a 2.4, but man, dude, look at the girth. Dang, on that one too. Some fatties in there. Those are awesome. That's a female right there too. You see that orange right there? That's a female. Yep. Maybe it's the females are that fat. Maybe it's like pre-spawn or something with these things. I don't know. The males look pretty skinny. Mm-hmm. And your biggest fish of the tournament, Kevin, coming in with a 16-inch fish. Mission Bay not letting us down. The bloody thumb and everything. Congratulations, Kevin. With that, I am leaving my screen share, Roman.
Very nice. Very cool. Dang. That's awesome. So.
Yeah. Mission Bay, man, it was hit or miss. It felt like, a lot of big bags, but the top guys were out there, so we expected some big bags. But clear water, we had a pretty good tide. Me and Judge at least had a pretty good tide. It was a 4.5 swing, pretty much through our entire round. For me, fishing picked up at the end and in the morning, but there was kind of a dead spot like normal right in the middle. Yeah. I think we hit slack tide at like 10 a.m. So there was that 10 a.m. kind of a dead time. And when you have that dead time, I suggest trying to find some structure. So, because maybe during that slack tide, they've left their feeding area and they're gone to their little home and they're hiding. So, or make your big move during slack tide. Anyway, Roman, this weekend, Newport. All you spotty bowlers up there, let's have some fun. It's going to be chaos. It's going to be a total boat fail at this boat launch ramp. It's going to be 4th of July weekend. People dusting off their boats for the first weekend. Is there jet skiers in Newport? No, I don't think so. The rowboaters, the sailors, everybody's going to be out there. So let's be safe, guys. But let's party up there. So it's time to party. It's Spotty Bowl. Round 2. I'm going up to Newport. I'm going to party. I'll see you up there, Brett. Let's go. Let's see you, Chad. See you, Cash.
Take it, Brian, out with a round of applause from the live studio audience. Stick, Brian. Once again, we've come to the end of Fishy Hour. We'll be back here next week on Wednesday for another episode of fishiness and awesomeness and announcements. There's a ton of stuff we're doing, guys. After Spotty Bowl is done, we're still gonna continue to stay active with events and have things for you guys lined up so you guys can come out and fish with us and hang out. We do some group fishing outings. We have other outings that are not necessarily going out to the islands. We can just go out on kayak trips. And yeah, it'd be good if you want to stay active. Once Spotty Bowl is over, you can jump into our Discord server, the Mad Max Fishing Club, and that's where we have an LAOC area and a San Diego area, and feel free to use it as a way to organize your own outings, and we might even jump in if we see something that's brewing up and we want to be a part of it. Okay, so if you want to get a link to our Discord server, type !Discord in the chat. You'll get invites. Thanks, Leonard, for doing that real quick. You'll get an invite to our Discord server. It's to the Mad Max Fishing Club. We don't charge for membership. It's just a place for mature, serious anglers. I guess I wouldn't say mature. I would just say grown-ups. People that can behave like adults, that are just have the common thread of loving to fish. And if you want to meet up with other people that love to fish, that's a place to be. It's not a place to do any kind of marketing or political stuff. It's just a place to meet other people that love to fish and that are willing to help you get started. And if you're already a super experienced angler, you want to help other people get started, then this is the place where we want you to be. Okay? So anyway, we'll be back here again, like I said, on Wednesday for another episode of Stacks That Show. Sorry, not Stacks That Show. What am I saying? For another episode of Fishy Hour. But until then, remember, may the bite be with you. Woo! Oh my God, dude.